Hey guys, it is the 20th of November somehow. I'm not quite sure when the last time I got on here was, but it was overdue to kind of catch up on things. It is 9:43 in the morning. It's a Wednesday, 45 degrees out maybe. Rainy, kind of dreary, gray. Just raked a bunch of leaves after putting together the podcast room. We're getting ready to do a podcast for Milford, and I think I might do a side podcast, like kind of life type stuff, which I'm kind of excited about in a big way. Um, so got that done. Worked out this morning. So busy day. It's been productive, and it's 9:43. So this is great, and it was overdue to check in with you guys. Weird thing happened last Thursday. The Democratic Party chairman of Ohio asked me if I wanted to run for Congress. So, not expected. Politics is one of those things that's kind of, I think, been in the background of my mind a little bit after the military, because I just like helping people. And I think there's certain things that maybe we don't stand up for enough that should be stood up for. So I've been doing a lot of political posting lately, like just trying to put the facts out there from sources that people maybe are more willing to look at. You have the right and the left, and Fox News has been very pro current administration, pro President Trump, whereas CNN has been to the left, the Democratic side, if you will. So the good thing about Fox News is they will report facts, even if it's negative towards President Trump. Sometimes the opinions are all going to be left and right, depending on the show you look at for the most part. But even though Fox News gets a lot of crap, there has been stuff that's there. Maybe not on the main page. You have to go looking for it about certain events that you hear elsewhere, but at least they'll report it. So putting it out there as like my source, I think helps people look through just the lens of what media outlet it's coming from. And so the you know people who currently support the Trump administration, it's easier for them to maybe read a Fox News article because that's their source for things usually, because it's usually fairly far right. So I think that's good. So I've been putting that out for a while lately, and just giving my thoughts, and not trying to rile things up, but just laying out the facts and saying, hey, what do we think about this? And it's been really good civil dialogue between a lot of people on both sides, which I'm a big fan of. Like that's how we get through things, is talking. I honestly believe that. Like that should be the preferred method. So, mutual friend of ours introduced me to the Democratic Party chairman, and the current incumbent has been running since 2012. Hasn't really had um, any opposition because, from a representative standpoint, the second district in Ohio, um, he's just kind of taken over. So there's currently nobody running against him this year for 2020, coming up in 2020, and the deadline I think is December 18th or December 8th. I have to look. I have another meeting with the chairman on Thursday. That's tomorrow. So right now I am leaning away from running. I feel very strongly that somebody should run against this guy. Right now I'm leaning away from it, hoping that somebody else will file, and I need to talk to him about that because of Avery. So when I was in the military for 23 years, I spent a lot of time away from Michael and Amanda, even before I separated from my first wife, Charlotte. And I can't get that time back. And I know that a campaign, even if it's going to be unsuccessful, even if this guy's an incumbent and is just going to dominate, is going to take a lot of my time until November of next year when the election happens. So I'm very hesitant to do that and sacrifice time with Avery now. So I already made that mistake. Not a mistake because I was doing it for my country, but I lost that time with Michael and Amanda, and I don't want to lose time with Avery. So I really have to have this discussion with him, because if nobody is going to run against this gentleman, then I got to talk to Tracy again and just decide if I'm going to do it or not. Because I think running unopposed sends the worst possible message, and I think that would be a sad state of affairs, especially with what's going on in politics right now. And I think that there are things happening, and people are looking the other way, or sponsoring the behavior of the current administration. I don't think that should go unrecognized. So standing up and doing this and becoming a part of maybe a change for the better and more transparency and more accountability, I think is very important, in the long term, not just the short term, but the long term for our country. So, um, yeah, we shall see after tomorrow and see what's happening and see if that's going to be needed. So that's where I currently am. Didn't expect to be in this position, but it's interesting. It's going to be an interesting choice. So that's it. Yeah. I love you guys. Okay. I'll talk to you later.